Good morning, everybody. I hope you can see me. Let me double check. Now I know you can. So anyways, good morning. Bigfoot, good morning. So in any event, I was looking at, a lot of you guys don't know it, but I don't really script my videos. I'll have like things that I go look at. One of the things that I was looking at doing my videos this last year and a half is it's taught me a lot about myself, the way that I come across, the way, whether I cuss, my mannerisms, whether I'm calm, the voice that I deliver, my whatever it is I want to say to you guys, if it's calm and measured or whatever. But it teaches you about yourself, like what your hobbies and interests are, what your thoughts on things are. And a lot of you guys know I spend a lot of my time chasing down stuff that I feel is less than honest or truthful on YouTube regarding cartels. But there's a lot about me that you guys don't know about that goes on outside of the camera, like for Japanese things, like the cart flag that's hanging behind you just off screen, martial arts, music, drones and programming. One of the things that I'm big on is educating myself and bettering myself, and I go to school for computer science, and I also am trying to get a degree in law, and it's expensive. I pay for it all out of pocket because I screwed up when I was younger and blew some opportunities that I wish I would not have because I was not mature at the time. Not to say that I haven't been to school. I've been to school a lot, but I could have gone a lot further with it than I had. But one of the things that I know going to school for computer science is I will never, ever, ever program as well as artificial intelligence already does. But I still go to school to get a degree in computer science because it's important that I continually better myself, and it's important for you to better yourself too. Why? I'm going to get into why. One of the other things that I do is I build drones off cameras, primarily, and I've been looking at FPV drones with fiber optic cable. And there's a reason for all of this. You have people like Alex Karp that will sit there and have their 22-point manifesto like billionaires don't already massively overrepresent themselves with all of their money. Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, Larry Ellison. I misspoke on a video the other day calling Larry Ellison Larry Elders out on Hawaii. He's got his Larry Ellison of Oracle, and I've been to the Oracle compound several times. They got so much money, it's ridiculous. He's got one of his world championship yachts there, or catamarans, and they just have so much money, it's crazy. I went to school in San Francisco because I wanted to become like them, and if you're going to learn how to program, you want to learn how to do it from the best people in the world, and San Francisco definitely has that. I'm not into all the far left politics, but I'm also not into far right stuff either, because I have this odd idea that people should be free. A lot of people don't like it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I completely disagree with Ted Kaczynski's idea of visiting harm upon people. I'm completely far removed from visiting violence on anybody that's not trying to visit violence on you. But I did take the time to read what he had to say. He was Harvard educated and a professor of mathematics at Berkeley. So the guy's legitimately smart. And in what he had to say, he was talking about removing privacy, privacy being fundamental to liberty. And I believe in liberty. I believe that you have the right to be with who you want to be with. I believe that you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And one of the people that infringe on that primarily are corporations through flock cameras, through everything. And there's really a fundamental divide between American people these days, and it's by design. They want us fighting each other so they can break down the greatness that is America, make us fight each other, and institute a global rule. It's one of the primary conditions of doing it. You have to disarm the American public. You have to do that through internal division and strife, and then also by bringing about a global war to where foreign soldiers are on this soil, and if not foreign soldiers, fleets of autonomous drones and Boston Dynamics dogs. And about the Sean Ryan thing, it was Kodak and it was General Dynamics. There's a third one. I don't script this, it's just off the top of my head, but I was speaking about the anti-drone EMP vehicle that they had on the Sean Ryan show the other day. Look, I need to continually better myself to where I can understand how to defend all of us, including myself and my family, against things like fleets of autonomous sentient drones that are powered by AI because billionaires want to unleash them upon us. The billionaires aren't all going out buying bunkers because it's a fad. I don't know who you are, where you came from, or what your particular deal is, but I believe in the humanity of you and the innate goodness in most of us, man. I mean, most of us are innately good people. Unfortunately, you see it online a lot. There are a lot of people that just like to be cruel online. But I think that that's largely driven by them not really realizing the gravity of their words, because their words don't have an immediate physical, visible impact that they can measure. There are people like Pete Hegseth that love to just get off on blowing up and murdering school children, little girls. I'm not okay with that, because it goes against the principle of what I just told you, not visiting violence on people that aren't being violent to you. And I don't care what they look like. You know, when I was a boy, a lot of times I was scared. I was beaten a lot by a stepdad that was bigger than me. A lot of times when you're going to school in LA, you'll have gangs that want to beat on you when there's more of them. A lot of times I've been the underdog in my own life. And so when I get older and I do become a man, and I'm not as buff as I was because I'm getting older, but I'm still reasonably strong. I'm not going to sit there and stand idly by and watch someone visit violence on people that are weaker than I am without saying something or trying to do something. And I want us all to be able to live in peace. But currently, one of the things that I have to do is sit there and continue to build upon the abilities or my skill set that I have in order to be able to affect a positive change. You know what? Let me grab this because it's going to fall off. I have the most wonderful wife in the world. I've talked about her in other videos, man. She changed my entire life. You know, you don't go to Mexico confronting cartels and stuff like that, or you don't go to Russia, or you don't go to the Bering Sea, and all the other crazy things that I've done in my life. If you're really concerned about surviving it, and I find my wife, and she changes my entire life, man. She's the most lovely person. She's really beautiful physically, but that's not even the real beauty about her. She's got an innate beauty that people just love her, man, because she's just so nice. Here we go. Harbingers of Doom. You can hear the sirens in the background. I'm so grateful that's not me, and I'm grateful it's not you. God bless whoever it is. One of the core components of being free is privacy. You cannot be free if you do not have privacy. And being free automatically suggests an inherent level of danger. The freedom to fail. The freedom to go out and partake or participate in extreme sports, which would bring about injury. And they want you wearing a helmet going down the freeway because they want the tax money. Could really go off on a hole. Alex Carpenter likes to argue that Silicon Valley has a moral obligation to support and defend the nation that enabled its success. I want to tell Alexander Karp something. Alexander Karp, I have never depended on you or any law enforcement officer to keep me safe. I do that by myself because I am my own first responder, and everybody watching this video is their own first responder. We don't need you. We don't need you snickering like a giddy little schoolgirl when it comes to the thought of visiting violence upon other people, which you do, sir. I don't need you doing that. I don't need you speaking for me. Tech elites should actively participate in national defense rather than focus mainly on consumer products. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that too. I don't need you to go fight my fights for me. I'll do that for myself. It is true that technical superiority is going to determine who wins wars. That's absolutely true. Leaving that in the hand of a few billionaires is not my idea of what I want to depend on. I will depend upon myself and the other people in this country, not a few wealthy individuals, because it's been seen. You know, we could really get into, they have all this. I encourage you to read Alexander Karp's 22-point manifesto for the technocracy of America, or however he frames it. It's a 22-point manifesto by Alexander Karp, the other half of Palantir, of whom the worst half is Peter Thiel. Well, actually, you know, they're both just as bad. That bring you sentient AI drones, that bring you a database, it monitors you to make sure you're in line. That does not sound like freedom to me, man. And as much as I love to get on Jeremy Carey and Ironclad and everybody over there, with good reason, this is bigger than that. As much as I would love to be a polished guy, and I love this thing. It's just the best. I'm a real human just like you are, you know, and even if it's only 30 some odd people watching my videos, there's a ripple effect. And what I say and what you say and what I do and what you do, what we all do, does have an effect on other people. And positivity begets more positivity, you know. Smiles are contagious. Kindness is contagious. These billionaires have so much money, and you've never seen more homeless people in the street, and you've never seen the American dream so far out of reach, to where if you are working 2 or 3 jobs, you're still, a lot of people, I make decent money, and a lot of people don't make as much as I do, working their butts off, will never own a home. And that's our collective American dream, regardless of what sexuality you are, creed, religion, ethnicity, or whatever. If you were born here in this country, and I'm going to start with those of us that were born here, because those of us that were born here, we don't have some other place to run, right? This is inherently your home. There is no other place you're going to go be born. Even if your parents are from Mexico and you're born here, this is you. I love having been born in LA. I love it. Los Angeles is great. It's one of the most superficial cities in the world, without a doubt. But at the same time, there's so many great things about it. Olivera Street, all the Latino effect, the Chinese people in Chinatown, the blacks, the whites, and everybody else that's in Los Angeles. Man, I love it. It's my home. And this is your home too. And so if you're out there, I want to encourage you to go back to school. I want you to encourage to do things that artificial intelligence is going to do better than you do anyways. So you'll at least have a base and amplify your skill set to where you can bring about a better change on the world. And I was thinking about the positivity that I could bring. You know, sometimes I am a negative person. I recognize that. I've seen a lot of negative stuff in my life. But I do not need to let that be the bulk of what I represent or what I want to present to the world. A lot of what I do present to the world is negative. You know, when people are on YouTube making stories up that could get people killed, that's negative. A lot of what you see on the internet is negative, and when it comes attached to human price tag in the form of bodies being delivered to Semaphore or the coroner at the other end of that so they can sell some products, I'm not with it, right? I'm not going to get too wordy today, but I definitely did want to take the time to say something. Encourage you to really look at what these billionaires have in store for us and what their thoughts are. They think that they are your overlords. And I'm going to disagree with that. That is the complete antithesis of freedom. You will own nothing. And like Klaus Schwab, all of these people, really start digging into what they have to say and what they think about you. And the proof is always in the pudding. You can just look around the streets, and if they have all of these fond hopes and dreams, and with that much money and power, they're now in the trillions of dollars collectively, have more money than they will ever be able to spend, even if they were spending $100 a second. They would never run out of money. And there's still people suffering everywhere, and those people could be you. And thank God they're not. If they're not, and if they are, I hope that you find relief. But just things that I think that we should be thinking about. Cheers, man. Have a wonderful day.